Hello everybody, welcome back. I have a box of, as it rattles around in here, Flower Beauty items. I'm excited to try Flower Beauty because I never have, and I like Drew Barrymore. So here's the thing, my Ulta, the one that's like, I don't know, a mile and a half from my house, carried Flower Beauty, and I had wanted to try it for a long time, but then when I went in and I was actually going to pick up some products, they had cleared out all of their Flower Beauty. And when I asked one of the gals that worked there, she said, oh, well, Fred Meyer now sells it, so we pulled it off the shelves. I rarely go to Fred Meyer. I mean, I think I go to Fred Meyer like once every 2 or 3 years. I just don't go there. So I went to their website, and I think if you sign up and you register on their website, you get coupons and things like that. So I got a whole face full. I think I spent like 120 bucks maybe. So for a full face of makeup with some options for 120 bucks is actually a pretty good deal. So let me try to get these organized here. Set out in front of me. Now I know that what I actually bought. First thing on here is the Flower In Your Prime Luminizing Primer. I think this is the only primer that I picked up. I'm just gonna apply this with my fingers, I guess. It's kind of cream colored. It doesn't actually give any tint to my skin, so I don't know how this is going to work on the texture. I guess we'll find out. Have you guys used any of these Flower Beauty products? Are you familiar with them? I mean, I feel like there's been a couple products, maybe the foundation and the blush, that have really good reviews. Like, people seem to mention them quite a bit. I think the blush is kind of what I originally, maybe it was the foundation, actually the face powder too. I don't get any of this in PR. I actually bought this with my own money. First take on this primer is, it's not horribly loomy. Like, it's not ridiculously radiant. It just has a nice glow without being glowy. It's just, my face feels moisturized right now. I don't feel like it was particularly pore filling, but I feel like it was moisturizing. Okay, I did pick up 2 of these foundations. This one is called the Flower Get Real Serum Foundation. Good for dry skin, I imagine. And then the Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel. I'm a little bit worried. I think this is the one that everybody likes, but I think it might be too light for my skin. So let's swatch this really fast. It's hard when you're trying to get stuff online, right? And you can't really tell. While it may be just a little bit light, it's not bad. All right, let's look at this serum foundation too. I like serum foundations, especially like right under your eyes. Give you a little bit of coverage without drying things out a little bit. I feel like, oh, there we go. Okay, so this is a little bit more yellow, a little bit more warm toned. I think I'm gonna be mixing these 2 together. I'm gonna actually go in with the serum foundation first and take it high. All right, not too bad. Really like to bring it all the way up under my eyes. And you can't really do that with a lot of foundations. I think because it's maybe just slightly oily, has like an oily property to it. So I don't know that I would use it if you had oily skin, but if you have dry skin, man, my face right now looks really radiant. I'm not getting any streaking. It's super light coverage. We're gonna go over the top of it with a little bit of Light Illusion. I think this has a little bit more coverage to it, and I feel like maybe right now it might need a little bit more coverage. So we're gonna go over, okay. Yeah, it's a little thicker, and I like it. Not one that I had tried before. It's maybe a little light, like I'm looking pretty washed out. Hopefully be able to make it match a little bit better with some other products, but I think in general, it's a pretty, I mean, it's not super full coverage, but I'm not seeing really any weird problems too. It just looks like good skin. So far, so good. 2 wins. Next up here, I've got a Flower. It's all Flower. I don't know why I'm still saying it. This is the Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. This is kind of fun, trying brands, trying full faces brands. Sometimes it's like hit and miss. This packaging reminds me of Natasha Denona. Looks just like it. Okay, this is in, it just says Light Illusion. Oh wait, hold on. This looks like it's in W2 Light Medium. Cover up, and I don't know how much to use. I don't know if it's a little goes a long way or not. I've been using a little bit more darker concealers because frankly, I think they look better. I think when you use too much bright, And I'm not saying go like horribly dark over your face, but I'm just saying I feel like they look a little bit better than some that are like really bright and look almost ashy. Okay, it's maybe a little slightly yellowish for my skin, but over the top of that other foundation, I don't mind it actually. Would I call it a full coverage? You know what? With the brush application, I don't know that I would call it full coverage. Let's do brows. I have a brow pencil, micro brow pencil called the Skinny in medium brown. We have a little brush on one end, looks like a little tiny, almost like a toothbrush. Fine tipped pencil on their side. So as you guys probably are aware, I don't do a ton with my brows. I like to just kind of maybe fill in a little bit. Let's try this little brush here. Okay, so the brush, I mean, it does move the hairs into place, but I think I would prefer a spoolie. I feel like this just kind of smears the color. So I'm not upset by the color choice. I do feel like the point is not as thin as, say, like the Hourglass one, where it's easier to draw on like individual hairs. But since I don't really spend a lot of time drawing on every single little hair, I'm perfectly fine with it. I do have a clear gel, like an eyebrow gel. Actually, this isn't clear. This is also brunette. I'm gonna wait a little bit until I get the rest of my face and then we'll come back to it. As for cheek products, I have two. I saw these Balm Color Drop for cheeks, and this I think might have even been like a new release maybe. I'm guessing that Balm Color Drops for cheek, it says silky lightweight texture radiant finish. This is in the shade Pinched. It's gonna be a liquid, kind of a cream liquid type blush product. And then I have this little palette here, and I picked this little palette because it actually had a highlighter, a blush, and what appeared to me to be a bronzer. There's no mirror in it, which is fine. And this hot pink is a little intimidating for me. I've been told it's a good shade for me. So we're gonna go into the bronzery color first, just to kind of contour up a little bit. All right, maybe a little warm. So again, probably more of an actual true bronzer as opposed to a contourer. My contour, I kind of prefer to be a little on the cool side. But I think it's a slight olive undertone to my skin maybe that leans me in that direction. But the quality seems perfectly fine. It's going on very well over the top of that foundation. Here I was here talking away and I realized I had like a memory card error. So we're gonna go back here. I did put a little bit of this blush on. I probably will actually put more on. I wanted to try this just because this color is so bold in the pan, but it actually is really pretty on the skin. I actually really like it. I was gonna try the liquid one, but I'm enjoying this so much. We'll just have to see kind of how the whole face comes together and whether I need any more or not. I did put a little bit of that highlighter on before I realized my camera wasn't recording like it should, and it's okay. It gave me maybe just a slight bit of like a gray cast, but once I went over it with the top of my makeup brush again, I just kind of dabbed over the top of it, sort of push it into the skin. It actually sheared out, and I really like kind of this little radiant glow. So we're gonna try this eye palette here. It's called Petal Play, and it's a quad eyeshadow palette, very neutral. We have a matte, kind of like a transition shade. I'm gonna use it all over my lid, and I'm gonna go over the top of it, my movable lid with the shimmer. We're gonna use the darkest shade in here to darken up the lash line and kind of give our eyes a little definition, and then we'll use the other one as sort of our inner corner highlight. And I think this makes it just super easy to have in your desk drawer, in your car center console maybe in a pinch if you're traveling and you pop into a Fred Meyer, because that's where they have them instead of Ulta. You could pick up this palette. I think it would get you through work travel or just simple daytime looks if you're not, you know, somebody who needs to go kind of all crazy, multi-dimensional eyeshadows or whatever else. This brush gives me a little bit of kick up. Maybe the slightest bit of patchiness, but not horrible. It's building up a little bit, but it's not a super bold color. All right, We're gonna go in with the shimmer on my eyelid. This seems like it's creamy, but it's a coppery color. Oh, wow. Okay. Here's the thing. I didn't buy this makeup because I thought it was gonna be like super creative, amazing, whatever else. It just seems like it's makeup that anybody could wear, and that it's good in a pinch, good to have just sort of handy for a quick touch up. You know what? For glasses or for an easy work day. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a darker color here and let's get some smokiness going here. Just darken up this lash line a little bit, and we'll bring it up to get that definition on those hooded mature eyelids. You know the drill. I think once I went over the top of it with something else, I'm not seeing any of that patchiness anymore. I think the next time I try this, I'm going to use it with an eyelid primer. I think that'll solve that problem. So I need to know, do you guys have like favorite flower beauty products that you can recommend? Because I think one of the true tests is if you try something and you like it, do you go out and explore more of the brand? Do you pick up more products? I think based on this first initial, yeah, I'm intrigued. But I think the tones are fine. Okay, here's the thing. If you're going for drugstore and you're just looking for a 3 or 4 pan palette, get the e.l.f. bite-sized palettes in the same color story. We're gonna go in with the lightest shade in here on my inner corner. Okay, I love, love, love this as an inner corner. I don't always like the super bright white inner corners. They're just too stark sometimes. Okay. I'm fine with it. It's neutral. I get it. It's not like, oh wow, she's getting super creative with makeup. This is just an everyday kind of go-to look, and that's kind of what I was looking for, with something a little bit more basic to try. Now that I get how this formula works, I might go back and see what other kind of eyeshadow palettes I have. She might even have some that are, you know, specifically known for brown eyes. Okay, this is a Flower Forever Wear eyeliner, long wear eyeliner in the shade Amethyst. So, and it's a very, very fine point. Not maybe as easy to put on as, say, like the ColourPop gel liners, but it's also not bad. And if it's long wear, you probably want to get it to stay where it's at anyway, right? All right, you guys, probably not my most favorite eyeliner in the world, but I got it to apply. I opened this without actually doing it. This is called Power Warrior Princess. This is some mascara. So the spoolie is kind of a like hourglass shaped. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Essence ones, but let's try this out here. I'm getting more adventurous with my mascaras. It seems like, especially drugstore mascaras, there's a few that are like really good that if you're at the drugstore, you reach for those. So first coat went on very subtle. You know what, that kind of makes sense though. I mean, when I think of Drew Barrymore and a brand that would be Drew Barrymore and a brand named Flower, I'm probably thinking more subtle anyway. Maybe a bold red lip, but not really any crazy color combinations. Like if I'm thinking certain stars maybe, or certain, like whether they're actors or whatever, there's certain ones that I think I would expect to be a little bit more crazy with their color stories and a little bit more adventurous. And I think of Drew Barrymore as being a little bit more hippie, granola, subtle, you know, a little bit more down to earth. Again, I don't know her personally. That's just kind of my impression, whether it's true or not. Mascara is on. I thought it was maybe getting a little clumpy. Again, I just opened this, so I don't know what's going to happen to it after it's been open for a little while. Petal Pout. This is a lip liner in the shade Rose. Let's try it. Oh, that's pretty bright. All right, as far as this goes, on one hand, it was very soft and easy to apply. It's a retractable lip liner, not unlike the eyeliner, and the quality is fine. I don't really care for the color though. So let's see if I did a better job with the lipstick. So the bullet just came as its separate bullet here, not in a box or anything like that. Right? It just says Perfect Pout on it, so I don't know if that's the shade. And that looks like a much better color for me. I think this lipstick is a very sheer kind of gloss. and all I can see is that hot pink liner underneath. So I'm gonna take this off. Now let's try this lipstick again and let's see what this looks like. That's so much better. Creamy, glossy, little bit of shine to it. I think I probably could have done a better lip liner and I would enjoy it so much more. This works. This works for me. This works for me right now. Okay, we do have a powder. So this is Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. Let's check this out here. It does come with a little sponge. Probably not going to use it. There is a nice mirror in it and a pinch. I can see how that. This reminds me of something else I tried recently. What brand was that? Something else from the drugstore, I think. Okay, I'm just going to dust a little bit of this on. See if this doesn't set the makeup that we do have. In doing that, I feel like I lost a little bit of the blush, so we're going to go back over the top of it again. You know what? If I'm thinking of Drew Barrymore, I'm thinking of light and fresh and a little bit more on the natural side. I like this. We're going to go in with the very last product that I got. It actually came in a box. I just took it out of it. This is the Flower Fiber Fix Brow Gel in the shade Brunette. A little tiny spoolie. I like that. I'll be curious to see how this dries down. All right. I feel like my brows got a little bold, a little bit much. Short of taking everything off and reapplying it, I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The only thing I didn't try was this liquid blush here. I'm going to try a little bit on the back of my hand and see. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of glad I went with what I did. This seems extremely sheer, and I think this might be really good if you have dirt and if you have really dry skin and you're looking for just like a subtle color. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. I'll have to play with it and let you guys know. Maybe you'll see it back here again with some random weird finds. I didn't pick up a setting spray. The rest of the makeup is great. If I were on the road and I had to pick up something, I would absolutely try these products. The Light Illusion foundation gave me a little bit more of a coverage than the foundation serum, but I like them both together. I think they actually look really good on the skin. My skin doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel dry. I'm not seeing any, you know, crackiness, drying, any buildup or settling in places that I wouldn't normally expect to see it. I'm completely fine with that. This little eyeshadow quad makes me want to try some of the other ones. It's very soft and very subtle. It's not a bam, you know, but if I'm going for a work look, I would do something exactly like this. Like I think it's perfectly fine. I would say that the products that I could maybe live without, I was a little disappointed in the eyeliner. I didn't like the color of this lip liner at all. It's just not me. Some people really like the bright corally pinks, bright fuchsia colors, and I just don't. It's not really for me. The mascara, I'm going to try again. When I first put it on, I thought it got a little clumpy, but after I, you know, brushed through it a few times, I didn't have to go back in and separate it at all. So I will absolutely try that again. I like the subtle lip gloss lipstick bullet. I think it's fine. Blush is fine. Everything was great. So the lip liner was the only thing that was a real fail. Other than that, I love everything that I got. So I hope this helps you guys if you guys are interested in flower beauty, lady of a certain age, not a makeup artist, can you get it to work for you? I think this gave me an absolutely, completely appropriate everyday kit that I could use for work, for travel, just for kind of quick touch-ups. Easy wearable makeup. If you are not subscribed, please do so. I do upload every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time, with most Fridays I'm aiming for right now. I was doing it 3 days a week. Now I'm doing it, you know, just on Wednesdays and hopefully Fridays. If you guys have a request for something, please leave it in a comment down below. Leave me a comment, tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from, and if you're also a lady of a certain age, I would love to know that. And go ahead and ring the bell. Give the video a like if you like this kind of content. And go ahead and follow me over on Instagram at Sheli Tsunami. With that, I'm going to say I hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.